concentrate and make some good lyrics, he has the potential of really being a great leader. Am I right?
I agree.
Here's another one. Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
Most incredible. I'm into speed, you know, tongue twister, that type of thing. Did you hear that record between Busta Rhymes and Tongue Twister? It was on a video game, I think it was, on Fight Night. It was on that video game, and they were just going back and forth like, wow, speed is what I need. I like that. So those are my top 5 rappers. Next question. Yes, sir.
I wanted to know, because I know the history about like where the B-boy started.
Right.
And I want to know from your point of view, in your eyes growing up in the Bronx,
Right.
like who were the first female B-girls? Nobody talks about that.
Nobody talks about, but I know them.
The B-girls, the ones that actually did footwork and everything.
Yeah, and you know what? This is so very important, that question, because the evolution of dance and hip-hop, the B-boys, where it came from. You know, because we came out of that world of disco, right? And when we were in the disco, people were dancing the hustle. That was the number one dance, right? You remember the hustle? You ever seen that? People dance together and they do that. I remember that dance. Everyone was doing the hustle. But you see, then came this DJ, Kool Herc. Now, he was, like P.T.J. Jones was an excellent DJ. He played the music, like when he was talking about, you know, with the 12-inch and keeping that beat part, the jump part going, that was because we could do the hustle. Now, if you had a DJ who didn't have precision timing to keep the groove together, you would mess up your hustle. Now, this is an inside story. I hope you guys don't tell anyone this. But Kool Herc was not, he was a great DJ because of his playlist, not because of his skills of DJing. Precision timing was Pete DJ Jones. We did the hustle all night long and didn't skip a beat because of his timing, right? Flash had great timing too. He had speed and timing. But Herc, when you went up to the Bronx, Herc wasn't that great as a DJ. So he would try, make an attempt to play those disco songs so we could do the hustle, but it wasn't working. And we used to get mad at him because he would miss the beat and we would mess up our dance. And that he single-handedly destroyed the hustle. and so that was very, very, very important. So that's why the B-boys, and it was so very important. Like, go back to Saturday Night Fever, the movie Saturday Night Fever. You remember seeing that? John Travolta. Remember in the club scene, we had the white suit on. He's in the club, right? He's dancing. It's 1 o'clock at night. They play on the hot song. Everybody's dancing, have a great time. And then here comes this one guy. He's dancing better than everybody else. What does the crowd do? They step back, create a circle around him, right? Somebody comes in there and does battle with him. He's battling, dancing in the club. The winner of that battle is the most popular guy. He gets the girl, right? This same thing happened at a Kool Herc party. But these dancers in that circle, the circle is called a cipher. The cipher is still around today. But those guys inside the circle were doing the James Brown moves. Everybody wants to be James Brown with that fancy footwork. You know, and then wham, bam, bam, get down to the ground and go on the ground. It's a wrap, you know. You're the winner of that battle inside that circle. And you become, so those guys inside the circle were called B-boys, Bronx boys, or break boys.
Or boogie boys.
Or boogie boys. And they were the guys dancing to the songs that Kool Herc played. And he played those special kind of songs that would have that break. And when that break came, that's when you would do your best moves, create a circle. And that's where it comes from. So, I was like 13, 14, and we used to have a club in Harlem called Chuck Center. And this DJ, this is way before I met Kool Herc. I met Kool Herc in 1974. But this is like 72, 73, when I could barely get into a club. But this is an all-ages club. And the guy was playing this kind of music that Kool Herc was playing. So, wow, we're in there, and I'm from my neighborhood. I'm a young kid, Lil Kurt, great B-boy, right? So my block, the older kids used to come get me because it was shock value. You have a little kid dancing in the club, and he's got good moves. He's winning, you know. It's like a female or a real big fat guy. You know, we call that shock value. They usually win the crowd. So my block used to always come get me, and we used to go to Chuck Center. And back then, when it first started, which was amazing, is that we didn't do the hustle anymore. No, guys were b-boying, but we used to dance against the girls first. And that was the whole thing. We were battling the girls, and the girls were dope. They had this one girl, her name was Kellogg's. She's one of the first ones that she had the reputation. And she was the one, like, if you dance against Kellogg, she was so good, you got your hat, you know, you're dancing with Kellogg's and you're doing your move. You go down to the ground, she'll take your hat and throw it across the room. You got to run and go get it. Oh. And she won, you know, the crowd, oh, and laugh at you and everything. But she did moves like that. And there was another girl, my first girlfriend, her name, because back then, we had a special look. We wore sweatsuits, right? Adidas, Puma, you know, that's before Nike, right? We used to wear sweatsuits. Well, my whole thing, I used to wear white sweatsuits because I was Lil Kurt, you know. So I wore a white sweatsuit, white hat, and my white Super Pro Keds. This is before Converses. We used to wear Pro Keds and then Super Pro Keds. Super Pro Keds had a red and blue stripe on the end, and I had a sweatsuit, a white sweatsuit with a red and blue stripe that came down, right? So I was like, wow. Then I went so Kellogg's had her partner, her name was Cynthia. Stephanie, I'm sorry. Stephanie was a short girl by my size, and I just fell in because she had a white sweatsuit on too. She was great. We used to dance together, man. Wow. I remember one Easter Sunday. You know about Easter. You know you wear your bonds, your best clothes and stuff. And we finally had she came up to my block and we became boyfriend and girlfriend. And that was a great time. That was Steph. Wow. But she was a great B-girl. And that was the thing. The girls used to dance against the guys back in the day. Way before the guys broke out and doing the competition.
Is this around the Zulu Kings era?
No, this is way before that. Now, that's a whole controversy in that, too, about the start of the Zulu Nation. I know Bambaata's claim in 1973, but that's a little controversial. People will, you know, talk about that. I don't want to go any further with that. All right, next question.
Yeah, do you think that hip-hop is dead? And if so, how do you think it can be revived?
I remember when Nas said that in 2007, I immediately went out on tour in Europe, and I filmed every place that I went to, and I called this series Hip Hop Alive Around the World, because I just thought that was so preposterous to even make that statement. When you travel outside of America, you go to Germany, they rap in German. You go to Spain, they rap in Spanish. You go to France, they rap in French. In Japan, Japanese. They have their own hip-hop scene. It's not the American hip-hop scene. You go to Germany, it's the German hip-hop scene. So they have embraced the culture and made it their own culture. And cats are rapping in their native tongues, and they're the top pop artists in their country. So it's definitely more alive than ever. Yes.
When did you realize that this is what you wanted to do, be in the hip hop scene? And what kind of got you inspired to do it, and what kind of made you realize, okay, I want to do this?
Very good question, because actually it was career day when I was 13. I keep going back to that age, 1972. Was career day. I figured it all out. I was traumatized that year too, because I got a chance. I always was a family DJ at 6 and 7, and that was my whole thing. I loved